Physical and emotional safety and meets the unique needs of survivors and their children. November 1st through 15th, we're inviting you to join us and help raise critical funds to make the center a reality. Linda and Stuart Resnick, through the Wonderful Company, will match up to $1 million donated through this 2-week campaign. The need is critical. Call the Marjorie Mason Center at 559-237-4706 or make a donation now at mmcenter.org. That's mmcenter.org.
What you are witnessing, dear friends, is the most enormous miracle of the machine age. This is Jim Franklin Live.
Here's the thing I think we've got to be watching, and that's what's going to happen next here in the United States. Now, I don't want to say I'm predicting this. By all means, I am praying that I am totally wrong. But all the experts are looking to this, and that is terrorist activity within our borders because of what we are seeing in the Middle East, because of these heinous acts that were committed on the 7th of October. Then we are naive to think that that same type of a philosophy, not merely somebody marching on the campus holding a sign, but these lone wolves that want to duplicate what happened there to strike fear in the hearts of individuals here in the United States. Remember, Israel is known as the little Satan. America is known as the big Satan, the great Satan. If they were willing to do that in Israel, what makes us think that they are not planning on doing that here? And at least one individual, or two, or three, or several, these terrorist cells to activate. Here's what FBI Director Ray said.
Slow down.
We're particularly vigilant to the possibility that lone actors here in the United States could, in some way, out of inspiration, misguided inspiration that they draw from the conflict in the Middle East.
Here's what a counterterrorism expert said.
They are seeking to capitalize on this moment, to galvanize supporters and organize for attacks.
So if they are here, and I believe they are, our southern border is as porous as can be. We've seen the rise in those individuals that have been on our terrorist watch list. We've seen that escalating over the last just 30, 40 days. That they are catching those that are coming across. Well, if they're catching some of them, how many more of them have gotten away? That are coming here to do us harm. Now, anybody's so naive that they don't think that that is what is happening. And we need to be concerned about that. And then what is lighting that fuse or could light that fuse? Again, here is Director Ray.
When you look at it makes up 2.4% roughly of American population. Everyone, that same population accounts for something like 60% of all religious-based hate crimes.
We've got to be concerned about this, folks. That's why we allow college campuses, these administrators, they've got to get a handle on this. I believe it's free speech. What we are seeing is not free speech. It is motivated by something that we have seen before. Here is Ambassador Nathan Sales that he talks about the rise of anti-Semitism and the inspiration that this will give for more attacks.
Well, what we're seeing in America since October 7th is sickening, and let me be frank, un-American. America is the world's bastion of religious freedom. People fled here to escape religious persecution, and that guarantee of religious freedom extends to everybody, regardless of their faith. So to see a massive surge in anti-Semitism and to see concentrated on our most elite universities like Harvard, like the rest of the Ivy League, it really undermines the moral standing of our universities, and it really calls on state and local officials and federal officials to do everything in their power to make sure that there are no follow-on attacks on Jewish communities here in America.
Now here's how close to home. UC Davis professor. He recently, he's a faculty member, tweeted this, quote, "One group of people we have easy access to in the U.S. is all these Zionist journalists who spread propaganda and misinformation. They have houses with addresses, kids in schools. They can fear their bosses, but they should fear us more." Now, you think that's subtle? No, on the tweet that he sent out, he had images of a knife, axe, and blood droplets along with that. Oh yeah, this is not a him, this is a her. This is the University of California, a faculty member. I mean, it should terrify us that this is a person who is teaching our children. Can you imagine how a Jewish student feels on that campus? And that's the type of rhetoric over and over and over. We're seeing that type of thing. Here is Ambassador Sales talking about anti-Semitism.
The greater risk is people who are inspired by the violence committed by Hamas against Israelis and Jews to carry out something similar here in the U.S. And we're starting to see worrying signs of that. The Anti-Defamation League has indicated that hate crimes against Jews are up 400% this month. Over where the levels were last year. Clearly, the anti-Semites feel emboldened to act.
400% rise in anti-Semitism in the last 30 days. And we know what's happened in the last 30 days.
Approaching a railroad crossing.
We got to get a handle on this, folks. We need to be concerned about it. We can't just say these are just protests in the streets. When we've seen the rhetoric, when we've heard the rhetoric, when we've seen the action, the atrocities committed by individuals that are saying the same thing in Gaza, motivated by Hamas. If you see something, if you suspect something, then you need to say something. You need to let authorities know that. Don't just think, oh, that's extreme. No, what they are doing, what they are saying, if you see that, you suspect it, then you need to report it. And here's the second thing that we need to do. We need to stand with our Jewish communities. They are fearful right now. Why? Because they can remember through the stories of their grandparents of what took place in Nazi Germany, of the Holocaust, of the atrocities, of the type of speech that was given. And now they are hearing that again. And you know they are stopping and saying, wait a minute. Is this time?
Approaching a railroad crossing.
But they have sworn they will not let it happen again. That's why the Jewish people have such fervor and say, no, not again. We will not forget. Next break, come back with some final comments with this edition of Jim Franklin Live.
Here's Jim Franklin Live, giving you the right side of the left element.
One of the first things that people experience about your business is your parking lot. If it's uneven, full of large potholes, loose gravel, it says something to your customer before you ever get a chance to. Let me highly recommend Seal Right Paving. They've become a common name to over 500 different companies from Sacramento to Bakersfield, Fresno to the Pacific. Their claim to fame is the number of return customers that they have. Seal Right Paving prides themselves on their personal commitment to any customer's project, no matter the size of the job. From asphalt, concrete, grading expertise, from designing parking lots to baseball backstops. They've laid concrete on the coast, made parking lots in Sacramento, and graded for buildings in Bakersfield. Now is the perfect time to start that project. Give Seal Right Paving a call, 559-222-7325, or visit their website at sealrightpaving.com. That number again, 222-7325. You'll be glad you did, and so will your customer. Are you looking for office space to lease? If so, let me introduce you to Robert Ellis Leasing and Investment. Robert specializes in backing commercial properties to your needs. I know that personally because he's helped me in the purchase of property house investments, building renovations, and tenant improvements. He works hard for his clients. So if you're in need of office space, he can help you. Maybe you're looking for Class A and 30 offices with views of the courthouse in downtown Fresno. Maybe a nice office on Shaw that's a little more economic, or maybe even a high-end north office near Woodward Park. Whatever your need may be, just remember he specializes in helping you meet that need. Contact Robert today. Visit his website, reli1.com. That's RELI1.com. RELI1.com. Robert Ellis Leasing and Investment. I'm glad I've had him in my corner. Why don't you put him in your corner? Tell him I sent you. The Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, spoke before the press this week. Here's what he said. Quote, the horrors that Hamas perpetrated on October the 7th remind us that we won't realize the promise of a better future unless we, the civilized world, are willing to fight the barbarians. Since October the 7th, Israel has been at war. Israel didn't start this war. Israel didn't want this war, but Israel will win this war. He said the book of Ecclesiastes says that there is a time for peace and a time for war. This is a time for war. Today we draw a line between civilization and barbarism. It is time for everyone to decide where they stand. Israel will stand against the forces of barbarism until victory. He said, I hope and pray that civilized nations everywhere will back this fight, because Israel's fight is your fight. If Hamas and Iran's axis of evil win, you will be their next target. That's why Israel's victory will be your victory. That's again Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. I agree with him 100%. We must stand with our strongest ally, our defender of democracy there in the Middle East, and that is Israel. And we must stand with the Jewish people wherever they be. Here in the United States, college campuses, on our streets, you need to reach out to your Jewish friends and let them know you are standing with them. That's it for me this week. Back next week. But once again, I'll give you the right side of the left coast here on Jim Franklin Live. God bless. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber tracks and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, you're up next.
My throat hurts so bad. There's no way I can sing tonight.
Here, try these.
6 Maple Cool Drops.
Yeah, Vicks Vapor Cool Drops has maximum strength menthol to the rush of Vicks Vapors.
Ooh, I can already feel it.
I told you. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
Vaporize sore throat pains fast with Vicks Vapor Cool Drops.
News Talk, 580 AM, 105.9 FM, KMJ, Fresno, a Cumulus Media station.
Now on alert, I'm Ann Carrick, Fox News. Concerned possible attacks from Hezbollah fighters.
Certainly high tension tonight. There's an infiltration alert by Israel. That is a warning for northern communities that Hezbollah fighters might be trying to infiltrate across the border into Israel. Also a barrage of rockets coming from Hezbollah fighters hitting several towns in the north, including Kiryat Shmona, which has been hit by at least 6 rockets so far. Residents there told to stay in their bomb shelters for the time being. So far, also at least 1 Israeli civilian reported killed. This, as the defense minister earlier today alerted people that forces in the north remained on high alert.
We have no interest in a war on our northern border, but we are prepared for every possible mission. The Israel Air Force is preserving its capabilities to defend the north against Hezbollah.
Fox's Steve Harrigan reporting from northern Israel. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is backing President Biden's preference of a humanitarian pause over a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war.
Secretary Blinken, on an unannounced trip to Iraq, explained Israeli leaders are meeting with American diplomats to go over how any humanitarian pause would work. The most important aspect of that would be hostages currently held.
We are intensely focused, the United States, Israel, every other country that has one of its citizens being held hostage by Hamas to bring them home.
President Biden says he believes the ceasefire will only give Hamas a chance to retool its arsenal. Newly confirmed U.S. Ambassador to Israel, Jack Wu, is on the ground in Israel to push for the humanitarian pauses. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Israel has been clear no ceasefire without a release of hostages. America is listening to Fox News.
Stay on top of the latest forecast with America's Weather Team in the palm of your hand.
Here's the latest from America's Weather Center.
It's Fox weather updates throughout your busy day, every day.
5 inches of rain by tomorrow.
Temperatures being 30 degrees above average.
With the power of over 100 meteorologists and the worldwide resources of Fox in your hands with the Fox Weather Podcast. Precise, personal, powerful. Subscribe and listen now at foxnewspodcast.com. Connect to Fox News Audio and the Fox News app. Listen to hear your favorite hosts like Brian Kilmeade, Jimmy Vela, and Guy Benson standing up for what's right, live and via podcast. Just click listen, then swipe right and hear the latest news updates on your time. And scroll down to hear the latest podcasts from Fox News. And it's even easier to listen in the car with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get programming alerts and notifications. Fox News Audio is on the Fox News app. The voices America trusts. Download it now.
Russia has tested a long-range missile that can carry nuclear warheads.
Russia announcing that test on Sunday of an ICBM designed to carry nuclear warheads from a new nuclear submarine. The Imperator Alexander III strategic missile cruiser firing the Bulava missile from an underwater position in Russia's northern White Sea and hitting a target in the far eastern region of Kamchatka. No word as to exactly when that test took place. The Imperator Alexander III is one of a new class of nuclear submarines that can carry 16 Bulava missiles each. Paul Stevens, Fox News.
An 11-year-old is dead, 5 others wounded, including children, after a shooting in Cincinnati. A deadly gunfire erupted Friday night just before 9:30 p.m. in Cincinnati's West End. The city's police chief, Terry Fici, said the 11-year-old was pronounced dead at the scene. 5 others, including juveniles, were hurt. The chief shares the city's anger over the deadly gun violence.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medication. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens. And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Attorney Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. And that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
1455 Tracy Road, Suite 1050, San Diego, California, 92108. CordellCordell.com.
It could be information to change your life forever. Or the Something You Should Know podcast could just be something interesting.
Herb Cohen is one of the all-time legendary great sales trainers and negotiators. And he has some advice that will help you negotiate better. Make the other person feel superior and smarter than you. Care, but don't care too much. If you don't like the deal, walk away and see if the deal doesn't get better instantly.
Something you should know, wherever you listen.
Gun safes on sale at TNT Liberty Safes Black Friday sale. Happening now, all month long. While supplies last, TNT has the Centurion 24 that holds up to 24 long guns for $899. Or the USA 50 that holds up to 50 long guns for $1,999. Go to TNTLibertySafes.com and check out.
Okay, and